Sometimes new tools are discussed even before they become available. Seedance 2.0 is in just such a stage right now. There is no official release yet, but from what is already being shown and discussed, it becomes clear why there is interest around it. This is not a feature analysis or an overview, but rather an attempt to understand what exactly may change in the generative video in the near future, and why the creators are starting to monitor this project in advance. If you look at the Seedance 2.0 page, which is currently on the screen, you can see that the feed is as simple as possible. The product name, the announcement of the imminent launch, the possibility of early access, and the overall focus on a new level of AI video. It looks like the developers immediately want to show the direction of development, less talk about technology and more about visual stories. This creates the feeling that the tool is designed not just as a video generator, but as a means to create scenes and sequences that can be used in real projects. Next, you should pay attention to the official teaser. Even without detailed explanations, it is clear what the emphasis is on. First of all, there is movement. The camera moves smoothly, the scenes look bigger, and the characters behave more naturally. These are small fragments, but they create the feeling that generative video is getting closer to the familiar visual language of cinema and animation. When such details start appearing in demonstrations, it always arouses additional interest. If you look at the reactions of people in the discussions, you can see a curious thing. Regardless of each other, users are talking about the same thing. Everyone is waiting for better motion quality, more stable characters, and the ability to create scenes that look connected. This is logical, because these elements have long remained the most difficult for AI videos. And when the demonstrations begin to hint at solving these problems, the discussion becomes more active. Examples of generations now appear on the screen. They show different situations and styles, but they have a common direction. The movement inside the stage looks more confident, the camera works as part of the production, and the light and composition create an atmosphere. There is a feeling that the videos are assembled as whole scenes, and not as a set of random frames. Even short fragments begin to be perceived as pieces of history. It's especially noticeable how the system handles the characters. When moving, the details of the exterior, proportions, and shape are preserved. It makes the scenes more convincing. When the character remains recognizable from frame to frame, the video begins to look much more complete. It is these little things that usually have the strongest effect on the overall perception of generation. In some examples, you can see complex camera movements and the interaction of objects inside the scene. There is a depth of space, foreground and background, movement in different directions. All this creates the feeling of a live stage. If such results truly reflect the capabilities of Seedance 2.0, this could mark a significant step forward for generative video. Now you can proceed to the very process of creating videos. The Higgsfield interface is open on the screen, where generation takes place. The logic of the work looks quite natural. First, the source materials are added, then a text description is set, after which the system creates a video. This approach makes generation look like a regular creative process, where the idea gradually turns into a visual result. Based on the materials that have already been shown, it can be assumed that the tool is developing towards multimodal generation. This means using multiple types of input data at once: images, video, text, and sound. It is also expected to be able to create videos along with audio, edit scenes using text commands, and get results faster than before. All this indicates a move towards more complex content production within a single tool. Separately, one can notice the emphasis on complex movements and staging of scenes. The demonstrations show an attempt to work not only with individual frames, but also with sequences. It becomes possible to combine several scenes into one video, where the logic of what is happening is preserved. It's already like storytelling, not just visual effects generation. For creators, such changes can be especially important. When the tool is able to save characters, control movement, and combine scenes, the video creation process becomes faster and more flexible. This opens up more opportunities for experimentation and allows you to test ideas without a long production run. Generative video is gradually turning into a full-fledged creative tool. If you look at the overall situation, it becomes clear why Seedance 2.0 is of interest even before the release. The industry is currently at a time when the quality of generation is growing rapidly, and each notable update can change the rules of the game. When the demonstrations show more lively movement, stable characters, and scenes with a sense of staging, it immediately attracts attention. At the same time, it is important to remember that all this is still based on early demonstrations and public materials. The final features of the tool will become clear only after launch, but it is already clear that the expectations around Seedance 2.0 are related to the idea of the next step in the development of AI video, the transition from individual generations to the creation of visual stories. And that's what makes waiting for the release so intriguing.